right, welcome back. It is the Vegas Take, Sharp and Shapiro. Did I say Shapiro? Shapiro. It's also my birthday, by the way. I'm 39. I'm getting old. It's crazy. Gonna have to pop those blue pills in about 10 years. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait for that, JD. It's getting better.
Just gotta ask KT for a little bit of advice.
There you go.
He'll hook you up.
So I was talking about Donald Trump and the reason why I just think he's just a really bad guy and I can't stand the guy. It's not Trump derangement syndrome. The thing I always said about Barack Obama, and by the way, I didn't vote for Barack Obama, but I think he's a decent man, good husband, good father. I don't think he embarrassed the country. Now, I have stats to back up the fact why he's not the worst president of all time, but we had Mike, who's been waiting patiently on hold, and I wanted to give Mike ample opportunity to explain to me why he thinks why Barack Obama is the worst president of all time. Okay, Mike, thanks for waiting on hold. It's your time to shine, buddy. Why is Barack Obama the worst president of all time?
Okay, I got several situations where I can tell you. I got to tell you, your show must be really doing good. I never sat through 15 minutes commercial.
That is a lot of commercials. I know it's kind of. I'm sorry about that. It is a little brutal, but at least we know the radio station is making a lot of money off of us. I know I'm not, but that's okay. Go ahead, Mike.
Petition, anyhow. Okay, Barack Obama. Okay, the first black. He's half white, but okay, the first black president.
Who cares?
Okay?
That's irrelevant. I don't care about that. Why is the first thing you? Well, hold on.
Mike, race has nothing to do with anything.
Why are you bringing up his race? That has nothing to do with why he's the worst president of all time.
Now, hold on, let me explain.
Okay, well,
you're jumping off the bandwagon.
Well, because
let me explain.
You can explain it, but I think you're making yourself look bad. But go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that's half the reason he won. It's because even white people that say they're going to say, well, he's the first black guy. I'm going to vote for him. I know when he got elected, and I didn't vote for him.
So Sarah Palin. So it had nothing to do with the fact that John McCain picked Sarah Palin, the dumb ditz, as his vice president. Nothing to do with that at all. It had nothing to do with the fact that maybe he was a better debater than Mitt Romney. Nothing to do with that at all. Just because he was black, that's why he won.
No, there's nothing wrong with any of that. I'm just making a statement.
Okay, fine. Let's put the race aside. Why is he the worst president of all time?
All right. Let's say when he first started out, police acted stupidly. When all they were trying to do was find out his college professor was trying to break in his own home. He was intoxicated and says, let me see your ID. He didn't want to comply with the cops, so he called him stupid. You remember that?
He was the president of the United States when he said that?
No. Yes. Don't you remember that? It was his first year in 2009.
And he called police. Okay, so let me just get this right.
They acted stupidly.
Okay, hold on.
Remember that?
Let me just get this straight. You're criticizing Barack Obama for saying the police acted stupidly, but yet you think Donald Trump is the next Messiah, and do you want me to list the laundry list of the thousands of idiot things that Donald Trump has said?
Wait a minute. Hold on now.
You're
I
not
didn't say he's the Messiah.
Well,
You're getting a little radical. Can we just?
I'm not radical. You're the one who brought up his race to start this conversation. Yeah. That's radical. I could call it something else.
Don't dwell on that. Don't dwell on
You're the one who brought it up, my friend, not me. So don't tell me not to dwell on it.
Okay,
The first.
Forget that part.
Okay.
Forget him.
Yeah.
He's all
Well,
white. I don't care.
Okay. Well, I think it speaks volumes about you that you brought up his race first. But go ahead. I'll give you a chance.
Forget about it. You're dwelling on that. Geez, I wish I had never said it.
Well, you know what? Sometimes you need to be a little bit careful when you say things on the show.
You're making more out of it than what I just said.
He called. So he's okay. So let me get this right.
I understand what you're doing. You're deterred. Okay, to something else. Let's start with the Fort Hood shooting.
How about I give you facts? You want to hear facts? This has nothing.
Wait a minute. How about the Fort Hood shooting with Major
What about it?
Hassan?
What about it? What about it?
Remember that?
Yeah, I do. What about it? Why does that make him the worst president of all time? What did he do?
He called it workplace violence when the man was young.
Okay, so he called it workplace violence, and President Obama called. He said police acted stupidly. Okay, let me give you some facts now. No, you wait. No. I gave you. No, hold on a second. Now you're going to listen to me. Okay, the economy gained a net of 11.6 million.
Now, relax.
Okay, listen. No. I want you to listen to me because I think you couldn't be more wrong. The economy gained.
Right.
Okay, well, why don't you listen to some facts? Not because he called police stupidly. Okay.
Hold on. What about Major Hassan?
The economy. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. Okay. GOP growth, first quarter to last quarter, Bush was 1.7%, Obama was 2.1%. The economy gained a net 11.6 million jobs. The unemployment rate dropped to below a historical norm. The average weekly earnings for all workers were up 4% after inflation, okay? The number of people lacking health insurance dropped 15 million. And I know what you're going to say, well, it was because he was black. But no, it's not. It's because he was a better president. He was a better
the people on the left, they get off
guess what? People and nut jobs on the right want to focus on the fact he was black. So what's your point?
Forget that. I've asked you 100 times. Please just forget it.
Well, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's not my. It's not my fault that you started this conversation with something ignorant and racist.
I've asked you to drop it 100 times. I'm asking you. I'm begging you. Please drop it.
Okay. Well, that's your fault that you brought it up, not me.
No, because you want to stay on something that you think you can talk about.
I just gave you facts, Mike. I just gave you facts, and all you've told me is he said cops acted stupidly.
Can I go on?
Please, please say something that makes sense.
The fact he called it workplace violence when he was yelling.
You already said that. Next.
Okay. How about what's one of the top offenders of this planet? One who has disseminated more violence, okay, throughout the world. You've got Russia, you got China, and you got Iran. He gave Iran billions of dollars. He gave them pallets of cash, unmarked cash.
Mm-hmm.
What's that about?
Mm-hmm. I disagreed with that, but that still doesn't make him the worst president of all time.
You disagree. That's a fact.
I just said I disagree with that decision. What do you mean? I just said I disagree with the decision. It still doesn't make him the worst president of all time. I just named a bunch of facts, and you seem to ignore them.
Whose Black Lives Matter? Where'd that start?
What does that have to do with Barack Obama? What is wrong with you? Are you racist? You think Barack Obama? You can laugh all you want.
I have a black granddaughter, half black granddaughter.
Okay, I don't care. I don't care. What does Black Lives Matter have to do with Barack Obama? He didn't start that organization. What are you talking about?
The left does.
I'm not on the left. I'm not on the left. What does Black Lives Matter have to do with Barack Obama? Answer the question.
Did you remember them running around saying who?
Did I remember them? Speak English. If you're going to talk on the radio, speak English, okay? Okay, first of all, that's number one. Number two, answer the question.
What English did you hear?
Okay, well, you're not speaking proper English, okay? That's number one. Number two, did you hear about them? Did you? Okay. What does Black Lives Matter have to do with Barack Obama? Did he start that organization?
It started underneath his term.
Really? So if any hold on. So by Mike's logic, any organization that starts under Donald Trump, it's got to be Donald Trump's fault, right? Because that's Mike's logic.
How about ISIS?
You answer the question. Your logic, you mean to tell me any organization that starts under the president's term, it's the president's fault? Are you really that brain dead?
You said that. I didn't say that.
You just said that. You just said that. Listen to yourself.
I said that one. I didn't say all.
You got to listen to yourself, Mike. Okay, Mike, I got to let you go now because you sound like a complete racist buffoon, okay? You started the conversation by talking about the fact that Barack Obama is black. What does that say about you? Okay? You said Barack Obama is the worst president of all time. I was willing to give you a chance. And then the first thing you mention is race. What does that say about you, Mike? And then you said, well, he called police. They acted foolish or they acted dumb. I just gave you stats about unemployment. I gave you stats about how many jobs were created. I'm not saying Barack Obama was the best president of all time. In fact, I'm not even saying he's a top 10 president. I didn't vote for the guy, but I gave you an opportunity, and that is the problem with so many biased people is they want to bring up race. You know, and it's funny, a lot of people on the right want to say that people on the left, that's all they do is bring up race. What did this guy do to start the conversation? Irrelevant what the color of his skin is. Completely irrelevant. And by his logic, JD, he brings up Black Lives Matter. And then he says, well, it was created under the Obama administration. What does that have to do with anything?
Obama was a globalist. Everybody knows that. And he was probably one of the two worst presidents of all time for race relations in the United States. But he wasn't the worst president of all time.
JD, if Mike started the conversation
for a few specific things.
If Mike started the conversation by saying that
entirety.
Yeah, if Mike started the conversation by saying that, I would have taken him seriously. I would have said, okay. Let's but to say that it's his fault that Black Lives Matter was created, I mean, how dumb are you to think that? How about all the hate groups that were created during the Trump administration? We don't want to talk about that, though, right? Let's blame Donald Trump for what happened in Charleston. Let's blame Donald Trump for all these, shootings. Every officer involved shooting, every school shooting. It's all Donald Trump's fault, right? Although I would blame the NRA for a lot of them. But anyway, that's another story for another show. I just get so angry when people say stuff like that. Clearly, all the man looks at Barack Obama is the color of his skin. That's what matters to him more than anything. I think David Duke just called up the show. That's what I think. I think that was David Duke. Good grief, man. Give me a break. What did I say during the break, JD? I'll say this on the show. What did I say? The guy sounds like a racist. Didn't I say that? You can say that, right?
You said that verbatim.
Yes. The guy sounds like a racist. And what does he do? The first thing he talks about is Barack Obama's skin color.
And what did I say in response?
Give him a chance, right?
I said, give him a chance. It's possible that he is a racist, but just because he wants to discuss Barack Obama does not make him automatically a racist.
JD, did I give him a chance?
The guy didn't. He came out with the black thing. He didn't give himself a chance. The first thing he said was, "Oh, the first black president," which is completely irrelevant.
And then he said he was half black,
which is totally ridiculous. Yeah. Now, did 95% of African Americans in the United States vote for Barack Obama? Yes.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to see an African American president to some degree, and I understand that, but that's not why he won the presidency.
Exactly. Well spoken. If Mike had a brain, that's probably what he would have said, but he doesn't, clearly. I'm glad my co-host has a brain. It's good. Maybe just some people just don't know how to talk, or maybe just they show their true colors when they get on the radio. Good grief, man. 257-5396, the number to call, 257-5396. Let's go to Ron. Ron, thanks for calling in. How are you?
Brian.
What's up, Ron?
Happy birthday.
Thank you, my man. I appreciate that.
It's good to hear from you guys. And JD, good to hear from you. Brian, you're what, 39 years old, huh?
I am. I'm getting old, Ron.
Yeah, well, I'm 73, and I've seen a lot of things go over the bridge and under the bridge.
I believe that, Ron. You certainly have more life experiences than me. I'm not going to doubt you on that one.
Buddy, you couldn't even imagine.
I believe you, Ron. So what do you think about
what I've been through, but what you're going to be going through?
What am I going to be going through? Tell me.
The future.
Well, let's hope I
tell you what.
Let me tell you something, Ron. I just hope I'm on this side of the ground. That's all I care about.
Let me tell you something. This country, without a strong leader, for the next 5-6 years to straighten it out, is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Okay, so
right now things they're pointing in the right direction, and that's what we need to keep going in the right direction. And we don't need any negative things to take us back again to what we were getting out of. And I want to wish you a happy birthday. And I just want to ask you one simple question.
Okay.
Okay. Ryan, when you were born, what did your mother do with the baby?
She used me as a spiral as a football. That's what she did. She used me as a football.
Yeah, you ever seen Hey Arnold?
Yeah. That's what she did, Ron.
Or
All right.
Stewie and Family Guy.
Good to hear from you, Ron. Thank you. That is a bizarre question, but yeah, I think she used me as a spiral. They played a flag football game. That's what she did.
You know, I agree with what Ron said to a degree. Only if Hillary Clinton was president right now, this country would be in a lot of trouble.
I didn't vote for Hillary Clinton,
but things are trending upward outside of the polarization that has taken place because of
yes and no. Things aren't going very well in North Korea. Last I checked. And all the Republicans out there were saying, when Obama wanted to meet with Kim Jong-un, oh, how could he meet with an evil, murderous dictator? And then Donald Trump meets with Kim Jong-un. And what do they say on Fox News? Oh, it's so great that the president is reaching out. Nothing but good could come out of this. Kim Jong-un played Donald Trump like a fiddle. But people don't want to talk about that, huh? How about Vladimir Putin? You know, the last guy who just called up to Donald Trump, such a strong leader. Is that strong leadership to stand up on a stage with evil, murderous dictators and lie and kiss their ass? Is that what we want as a president? At what cost? Well, yeah, the economy's good. Unemployment numbers are down. At what cost to this country? I'm tired of the name calling that. And look, I do a radio show, so don't call in and say, well, you call people names. I'm not the president of the United States. I'm not on a world stage. Or maybe we are. We are streaming online at KDWN.com, so maybe we are on a world stage.
And you don't represent 360 million people.
Yeah.
Roughly 4% of the world's population.
Right. At what cost? Open up the phone lines, 257-5396, 702-257-5396. If you're going to start off a conversation talking about race, if you're going to start off a conversation and say Barack Obama is the worst president we've ever had, don't talk about the color of his skin because you sound like an idiot. Don't talk about the economy, talk about his policies. Okay? When I talk about Donald Trump, yeah, sure, there are some policies that I don't like. For example, JD, I don't like the fact that he doesn't think transgenders should serve in the military. I don't agree with that. I don't like our Vice President, Mike Pence. I don't like the fact that he is so homophobic. His wife works in a school where if you're a homosexual, you're not allowed to work there or go to school there. I don't like when you let religion take control of your policy. I don't like anybody who does that. That's just the way I've always been. Always will be that way. And I'm just talking about policy. As a human being, yes, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think that Donald Trump is a bad person, just an awful human being. And he proves it on a daily basis. He did it again this morning, talking about Bernie Sanders.
And I'll say this again. If I look in the mirror and I'm clearly a male, and I say to myself, I am a female, I do not want you trusting me with a weapon.
You're fighting for this country. You're a hero. Who are we to say that they can't serve this country and fight for our freedom? What does it matter what is between their legs? I don't understand that. It'd be one thing if they were mentally, ill, shooting innocent people. Have you heard of that? Have you heard of a story like that where a transgender, decided to kill innocent soldiers? I haven't heard of a story like that. Have you? And by the way, all these a lot of these transgenders, they don't even have weapons. They have jobs behind a desk. Nobody wants it. What about that, JD? What about transgenders that are behind a desk that have been serving honorably for 15, 25, 30 years? And then you get a letter that says, I'm sorry, you can't serve anymore because you're a transgender. How can anybody support that? Donald Trump does. Many Republicans do. I don't. And I don't think we should be in a position where we can tell people, no, you can't risk your life to serve this country honorably because you're transgender. I think it's disgusting.
Brian, what does 2 + 2 equal?
3.
I think it equals 5.
Oh, okay. What's your? I don't get it.
It clearly equals 4. Yes. But I am convinced, I am passionate about the fact that it equals 5. What does that make me?
Completely different.
Completely different.
No, I know what you're doing. It's a completely different analogy. It means that you're not very good at math. Maybe you're not very intelligent. I don't know. We're talking about a man that wants to be a woman or a woman that wants to be a man. Who are we to say what they can or can't do with their body? And I know what you're trying to get at there, but I just disagree with that analogy. That's all. 257-5396, 702-257-5396. It's 4, by the way. 2 + 2 is 4. Let's go to Eric. Eric, thanks for calling into the Vegas Take. How are you?
Yes, I'm hanging in there. I'm a little bit. You have to forgive me. Frustrated with your host. My question is.
Well, wait. What do you mean your host? I'm the host.
Oh, you the host.
Yeah,
is what I mean.
I'm sorry. I'm frustrating you. Please tell me why.
Okay, so I understand. You have your personal views in your personal workplace and things. My question I asked your screener. I wanted to ask you is, what are you so frustrated with Donald Trump for? You said he didn't vote for Hillary.
What am I so frustrated? Well, what does Hillary have to do with that? I didn't vote for either of them.
You said Barack Obama was a better president too?
I don't know what you're talking about. If you're frustrated, you got to. I don't know. I'm frustrated now. You're frustrating me. I don't understand what you're saying. I never said I even voted for Barack Obama. What are you talking about?
No, sir. My question to you is what is so damnable about Donald Trump?
I'll gladly answer that. We only got 1 minute. That's a loaded question. I'll gladly answer it. First of all, when you go after a POW like John McCain and you say, I don't respect him because he's captured, that should make you ineligible to be the president of the United States because you're a disgusting person. I don't want to. You're laughing at that? You're laughing at that?
Rich.
I'm rich?
He was.
He was what?
He lost. I don't understand where you're from.
You're okay. Where do you come from where it's okay to attack a POW? What is wrong with you? Yeah, laugh.
John McCain
you are an imbecile.
John McCain's not here.
You are a disgrace.
Curse his name.
You are a disgrace, Eric. Eric, goodbye. You are a disgrace if you laugh at that. You think it's okay to go after a POW, Eric? You are a disgrace. What an imbecile you are. Oh, my goodness. Boy, I hope we can get some people that have served this country honorably to meet Eric, have a beer with Eric. See how that goes. All right, we got a few people on hold. 257-5396 is the number to call. Again, 257-5396. Anybody who laughs and thinks it's okay to go after someone's service if they were a POW is a disgrace. 257-5396 is the number to call. We're going to take a quick break. We'll take more of your calls. Chuck, you're up next. We'll be right back right after this. You're listening to The Vegas Take on the all-new 101.5 FM, 720 AM KDWN.